Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Bryan Lewis. He's the president and CEO of Intellicheck. It's a publicly traded company that symbols IDN on NASDAQ. And Intellicheck will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, Planet MicroCap Showcase Vegas, in partnership with MicroCap Club, taking place April 22 through 24, 2025 at the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information, to register to meet with Bryan in person, see his presentation in person, register to attend at planetmicrocapshowcase.com. With that, Bryan, thank you for joining me, man. How you doing?
I'm well. Pleasure to see you again.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a few years since the last time we did an interview together. I was just looking at our archives. The last one was October 22. So it'll be really good to get an update here. But for those that don't know the Intellicheck story, can you start us off with that quick overview of the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're an identity validation company, and we do it primarily through making sure that your DMV issued documentation is real. And there's a lot of people doing that in this space, but they all do it one way, and we do it another. And our customers tell us that it's much more accurate because really what our competitors are doing, I have stacks and stacks of fakes that we get from law enforcement and our customers. What they do is they're going to look at the front of the license and make sure everything's in the right spot. And they'll scan the barcode and make sure what's in the front and back matches. But we're different. We've been working with the DMVs for probably 27, 28 years now, helping them create the barcodes, which means we know a lot about the hidden security features and everything in there that you can't hack, you can't break with AI. So in less than a second, we can scan that barcode and let you know with what our law enforcement customers tell us is greater than 99% accuracy that that document is real. And then we can also, for digital transactions, OCR the front, facial recognition, make sure it's real and I am holding it. And then we have a competitive advantage that we don't need expensive equipment to do it in, say, a retail store. Same scanning gun they're used to ring up merchandise will get us the information that we need to authenticate that license and say populate a credit application.
Very good. All right. Well, Bryan, like I said, it's been a few years since we last did an interview together. We're not going to go through all the nitty gritty, but the company you put out your full year Q4 on March 20th, 2025. We're recording this April 17, 2025. So love to get that update. What would you say are some of the company's highlights from the last 12 months or full year 24?
Yeah, so we've been very heavily focused on financial services and particularly instant credit at stores and lenders and things like that. One of the things that we wanted to do was make sure that we were diversifying sort of the portfolio of industries that we work in to kind of maybe take us away from some of the seasonality and some of the ups and downs of retail. And I think we did that quite successfully. We're very big in automotive now, both as direct with some of the largest, and then we've got some great channel partners there. Right now, I'd say that we've got probably 40% of the title market, which, hopefully interest rates come down and houses get sold and refinancing. And we have two really good channel partners in that space to get us to a lot of the independents, right? We basically have number one and two already locked up of the big title companies, but there's a ton of little ones that are out there. And then we also got into universities because the fraud on student aid is really big there. And I'm glad that we did that because, I look at between the bankruptcies in the retail space and then the general kind of downturn given the economy in 24, that probably brought out, lost about 2 million in revenue there, but we actually still grew. And that was mostly because of these other industries that we're in now. And we're continuing to do that and, branch into adjacent spaces that, where do people need to authenticate? It could be everything from, a cruise ship to, again, I want to open a bank account. And we're also done very well in penetrating just straight up banking, so both digital and in branch banking.
Very good. All right. Well, Bryan, this is one of our quick hitters. So I wanted to close out with this. From what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's goals and milestones that you'd like to see achieved in 2025?
A couple of other things, rolling out into new industries. We've signed a phenomenal partner to get into the employee verification space, and that is becoming a real issue, especially with remote employees. Are they really like who they say they are? You can see articles every day about that being a problem. We also are in the final stages of rolling, fine-tuning a contract for a multi-year contract with, again, a large bank to do everything in branch. We'll probably put a press release out about that, but that'll make them one of our top 4 customers, so that's all new business. I don't know if you just saw, but we hired a new SVP of sales, Tim Poulin, who comes to us from Ping Identity, where he really helped them accelerate their growth. So I'm really excited about that. And then the other thing, just to point out, that is, I think, a great thing that not a lot of people can say, but every major contract that we had in Q1 that was up for renewal, they all did, and overall at a 15% increase. And that was $10 million worth of revenue, ACV. And many of those were multi-year contracts. So I think it really shows we're sticky. People like us. They expand their usage. And we've got a lot of new markets that we're moving into that I think will help accelerate growth, especially through partners who are already doing well there.
Very good. Well, Bryan, thank you so much for joining me today. Where can our audience go and find more information on Intellicheck?
So Intellicheck.com, great investor relations page. And then you can also scroll through it and see the different industries that we're in, how we do it, and why we're different.
Very good. All right. Well, Bryan, thank you again. Thank you for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I look forward to I'll see you in Vegas and look forward
Looking
to our
forward
next
to
update.
it.
Thank you.
Sounds great. Thank you.